Looking for this phone. I will come back.
Okay, so yes, sir. We looked at that a little bit since we finished the other message, the other passage early that was short, and we started off just looking at this particular one. If you've read it several times since, it starts and ends. This person is not doing something. If that's a Monday morning prayer may start like that. Hopefully by Friday it'll be better, or by Tuesday or whatever. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. And I have been sharing with some people. Let's see, um, I shared with the people this morning, this weekend rather, that we as believers, we all go through things. These things cause us, like you said last week, get low, get depressed, feel like you don't want to get up, you want to leave, you don't want to whatever. But our perspective has to change. We have to see this as though in your life, we're on the mountaintop in many areas. You're doing okay. You're doing very good. You're doing well. But also, simultaneously in your life, there's some areas where things are just not going well. You're in the valley. If we allow the valley and its depth to pull us down, we won't see all the other things that are going well in our life. We have to kind of keep that perspective. You need both. To stay on the mountaintop all the time, and miss what God is doing, and you think it's you or something you have to do. As opposed to if you're in the valley all the time, what we were saying, some people never want to move out of that situation because that's all they know. So this passage was interesting as I looked at it this week. We have 18 verses. Uh, we could read them, but it's so much information. I just kind of want to take a few verses and share and listen because this is something that a lot of people are going through in the church, on your job, your neighbors, your family. This is something that we're all going through. I have some excerpt notes from uh, a book I bought years ago. It's actually 4 folders about this thing on counseling through the Bible. A lady named June Hunt. She's over in Dallas. And when we first started the church, I bought this series. I felt kind of foolish because it's $1,000 for the books. But the information is incredible. So it has paid for itself. They don't let me do those kind of purchases anymore without folks. But this is a godsend to have all of this knowledge that had been put together in a book form. So when we were talking about that, I said I would go to this and pull up information. So what we can do now is if someone would read the first 6 verses, and then we'll come back and try to highlight this. If someone the first 6 verses of Psalm 38.
My salvation. I have cried day and night before you. Let my prayer come before you. Incline your ear to my cry. For my soul is full of trouble, and my life was near to the grave. I am counted with those who go to the pit. I am like a man who has no strength. Drift among the dead, like a slain by the grave. Who remember those and who are content. Often and the place pit in darkness and the death.
And we were talking about this a little bit last week. So think about this. This person, you say, well, they're just having a bad day. This is more than a bad day. Well, that's a bad week. It sounds like a little bit more than a bad day. He starts off, oh Lord God of my salvation. I cried out day and night before you. A lot of times people come to the Lord at the end. They've tried everything else. Starting off. But he's also being very honest with God. He said, look, I've been crying out day and night. One question for you. Have you had situations in your life where you cried out day and night to the Lord? Anybody? A few times? Maybe many times? I said, have there been times in your life where you cried out to the Lord day and night with things?
Yeah.
When did you start? Teens, 20s, 30s? I gotta stop with Sister Deborah. She can't go no higher. She start getting the nose bleed over there. 20s? Teens? So you had some time in the teens, crying out to the Lord day and night? Yeah. Okay. Oh. I'll leave it alone. But John.
There's been seasons I can see that happening or something. Yeah, right.
Well, I won't say from then to now, but what was that first time that you cried out to the Lord day and night?
But I had the strong 14.
Okay. I'm glad somebody knows that wasn't 14.
Yeah.
Brother Ralph, you had a
35, 40 years old.
35 when you had that time when I got a really good crowd. You have. Uh,
Right now I'm 60, but at 35,
well, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. I think I was 17. I just graduated high school. And literally, I didn't sleep that whole summer. I couldn't sleep at night. I walked around. That's back when she was laugh. That's back when everything on the TV went off.
Okay.
At midnight. The planes fly down there. Nothing but the Indians for the next 6 hours. And I'm crying out to God, and it was at a time I was like, Lord, what do you want me to do? I really felt like we just thought it was at that time. About it another 13 years. It's just like, no, it's not what it was. So he says night and day, let my prayer come before you, incline your ear to my cry. Have there been times you praying and you felt like God didn't hear you?
Yeah.
Well, there are times that you said, man, I'm praying out to God. It's like He doesn't hear me. And you start taking inventory. What have I done? What have I done wrong? What I need to go back? You ever felt like you need to apologize for something that God already gave you 4 years ago when you're going through this season?
You don't know better. You did.
Well, I'm 35, but Lord, that candy I took in the 4th grade from the grocery store, Lord, please. And you start soul searching because you don't know. He says, my soul is full of trouble and my life draws near to the grave. Now, that's where we're going to put our first pin. He doesn't know that. When you're in pain, things become bigger, greater, heavier, because you don't know how to handle it. And you can't control it. You can't control the things of God. And in your mind, you're like, man, it can't get no better. Does anybody say that? You're generally kind of scared to say it can't get no worse than this, right? Because you know that could change. Yeah, you don't want to say that. You say it can't get no better, but you're not going to say it can't get no worse. It can always be worse. And that's what our perspective is at times. You're going through something and you're like, oh man, you're not the only one that's having marriage. But you think yours and nobody, 7 million people, they don't have the problem that you have, and that's not true. That's false evidence appearing real. That's fear. And you said, well, he went through that. She went through that. No, but you don't know what I'm going through. Then you kind of painted yourself into a corner. And you're thinking you're the only one. And no one else is going through what you're going through. Okay? So he said, look, my soul is in trouble. My life draws near to the grave. I am counted with those who go down to the pit. So everybody's going to go to the grave, but the pit and paradise are 2 different places. They are 2 different places. And we have to put perspective on this. We have to say, this problem that I'm going through, God knows. And He knows what He's going to do and how He's going to do it. And the only question is, are we going to hold on to what He's done in our life prior to this? Now, what if you don't have a history of that? I mean, it's your first real 35, what do you say? 14, what's your perspective that first time you are saying, look, I got to cry out and thank God. This is constantly on my mind. No matter what I do, this thing is keeping me away. I don't have answers. How do you deal with that? When you didn't have the history that you have now?
I think a lot of times that it's saying what you have, taking you into, if you're in a way you're partner, taking you into a closer
Okay.
sometimes when you're going through the biggest parts of the life, the bad ones, you see that maybe that was also when you were the closest to God, but it causes you to realign everything so that you can make sure that it's not you, that you put yourself in a position for God to be able to bless, whether or not it's walking obedience, whether or not it's doing all the things that you're conditioned for.
Okay.
So sometimes that's one perspective.
Okay.
It depends on the person. I can imagine those that I've talked to different times too, where they go through the thick and thin, and they play God's way, and they're faithful to me, and they pull away. It's like they let it go. But for me, I know, that was one thing you know, early on in my marriage, I had challenges and hard up mostly it brought me to God, you know, and deeper into a lot of I got interesting too. You know, when I read this song, you know, many of our songs we see where it was talks about maybe that he is a popular, but this one never
This
is.
one he does. He does. And that's kind of what
But he reverses it because in the one sense, the only positive thing I can call this song was that first sentence, oh Lord God, my salvation. So he acknowledges that God is his salvation.
Right.
So we know that he, you know, he's faith. All the commentaries and all the historical stuff I read up identifies that as a young man, probably it appears that he played some type of instruments as a young person, which he never did. My sister here said she first says it's leprosy. I couldn't find anything specifically that even though that was common in that time period, it's surmised that it could have been but he has some very issues there.
well, you bring up a good point. I will share it with everybody. I personally really don't trust commentators that much because that's man's comments on what he thinks at that time. I'm gonna let the verse speak for itself. I'm not saying y'all are wrong, but what does he say in verse 3? My soul is full of troubles. That's plural.
Yeah.
So whether it's sickness, whether it's sin, whether it's family issues, job issues, kids, mate, whatever, that says it's full of trouble. So I'm not wiping out the sickness thing. I'm just saying, generally when you're on your knees day and night, when it's your birthday party and you're not happy because this stuff is weighing on you, it would be hard to on this side, thousands of years later, to try to specific unless he says what it is. But we know what full of trouble will be in 2018, right? One on top of another, 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 on top of another. So we understand that. Just fill in the blanks of what they may specifically be. So he says, look, I'm counted as those that go down to the pit. I'm like a man who has no strength, adrift among the dead. I could do some things physically or physically. I can't, or I won't, or I don't feel like it, or I'm done. That's all different, right? That's all different. So what we're trying to do tonight is walk through this passage and bring it to 2018. I'm not asking anybody to embarrass themselves, but has anyone ever dealt with depression before in their life? I'm gonna raise my hand because there have been some times in my life, like, what is this? I can't get this feeling. And things are going good over here, but this stuff here, I'm just stuck on it. I can't see. You want to share? She had a hand. Hers was by faith. We should videotape that. It's out there in 20 years. What was I doing? What was I doing? Yeah.
I think twice. One time, the first time was when I come back to the mainland, and I was trying to decide what I was going to do. I was like, I was back in the year, but then again, I wanted to come back to Texas, and I just like it was what I wanted to do. I knew it was like I didn't want to be there, and then I had some friends that was going to keep it there, and then I wanted to come back here, and I don't know, I just like there were several days where I just was in the bed, and I would just be depressed. I would get up, people come by night, you know, I heard you had to call me, you know, and stuff like that. Don't even up on people, tell my mom, don't even up on people. And then, I don't know, So, like, what you need to do, you need to really, and, you know, because I prayed about it and stuff, and just like, feel like I'm able to down. You know, I just couldn't take that step, but that person would do. And finally, I did. And then, you know, I was through. And then the second time was when it just stayed, just went behind. It was just about, I don't know if you call that stress or heartache. Don't know why it happened, but it happened. And of course, family, siblings, stuff. Like, it was pretty bad. I don't know what I was trying, like I could fix the problem, then I would face reality, like it's going to get worse. And I don't think I can cover it. You know, I just know I can't stop. I get too much stuff to to deal with it. You know, family, job, everything. Just stay in the room like I did. And I lost a whole lot of stuff, physical problems, stuff like that.
Those are all things that can happen with depression. In Latin means to press down, but it's a constant pressing. It may be self-imposed. It may be a pressing down of things from other sources. Obviously, we know God allows, or He may even orchestrate things to come toward us, to bring us back to Him, to draw us back to Him. You know, it's been said that anything that drives you to your knees to pray, it's probably good for you. Not the situation, but the circumstance. But what about those times when you don't want to pray? You don't want to get out of it. You can't. You don't want to eat. There seems to be no joy in it. That's something we all go through. Uh, as a young pastor, and I don't even think I was 40 yet. I was working with a couple of people in a counseling situation. They were dealing with depression. And I think for me, it was like, man, you're a believer. I mean, you're dealing with the Holy Spirit. You got the Word of God, blah, blah, blah. Come out from under that until it hit me. And then I had to go back to those persons and apologize. And as I looked in Scripture, I saw too that that's something that is not normal, but it did happen to several people in Old and New Testament that we see where they had times of what we would call today depression. You want to share?
Yeah, I think we can establish the fact that depression is seen numerous times throughout the Bible in various characters or patriarchs of the Bible. Some very strong faith people, you know, and some maybe not so strong faith people. We see one of the things that we have to acknowledge, or I feel convicted on, is that sometimes we characterize everything as depression, and everything is not necessarily depression. However, you can have a lot of situations that can lead to depression. You know, you can have anxiety and anger and a whole bunch of stuff going on. And if you stay in those places, most times it will lead to depression. Then there's different types of depression. There's physical depression, there's a spiritual depression. You know, so those have to be also getting the clinical perspective on it as well, so that they can help you because it's just like an alcohol. Until you acknowledge your alcohol, you have step one of getting better. So you gotta know what you're doing. And sometimes it takes prayer and fasting and other things, but a clinical, a anointing clinical consult uh, can typically identify those and steer the subject into the areas that you want to.
That was kind of my next point, and I appreciate you bringing it up. The standout that I have, I'm just going to show these quick little things, and we'll get back to the passage. It said there are different types of depression. First one is normal depression, which is an involuntary emotional reaction to loss. Life, loss of life, it says rejection, failure, or illness. Then there's a transitional under the normal type, and it has to do with, going from adolescence to adulthood, which I think is what happened at the senior year for me. The empty nest syndrome, somebody moves on, somebody moves away. It even has menopause here. I know my wife would hear what she said, yeah, that's a joke, because you have all these internal, external things happening. So that's a normal type of depression when someone passes and, I'm okay, I'm strong. No, you have to grieve as everybody feels comfortable. You got a twin brother, he or she would not grieve the way you would grieve. And we do people a disservice by trying to put all that in a box. Okay, now it's been 3 years, snap out of it. Individuals may be longer, depending on what it is. There's a mass depression, which is that second one. That's the state of very emotional conflict. True feelings are denied and cover up. I'm okay. I'm okay. Well, hey, you just lost your job. Hey, man, the Lord give it, the Lord take it away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. That person is masking. They're not really dealing with the situation. Relief from pain found in self-effort or excessive activity. I don't know what that's like, but to come to that point where now you're at retirement, I know people go into a depression. They've been thinking about this for years, and it's finally here. And maybe the money's right, and maybe the health is okay, and family's intact, but they still, well, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? We've got to find ways to come out of it. You're right. You stay too long, it can be a lot worse on that person. Uh, the two more, and then we get back to the text. So we looked at the normal, we looked at mass, then there's neurotic. This person's self-criticism, anger, apathy, no pleasure, hypochondria, I'm sick at any ability to make decisions. I don't know what I need to do. Extreme weight loss, escape from sleep, just mindless entertainment because they can't. This person is at a deeper sense. Not everybody is at a deeper sense. It's not to say that everybody is they're going to go out and hurt themselves, but it's left to the individual. That last one is psychotic. Self-rejection, acute anger, schizophrenia, unresponsiveness, no pleasure, hallucinations, lack of judgment or reason, catatonia. They're just sometimes just in a catatonic state, just there, but not really there. Weight loss and severe insomnia. Childhood friend, we work together. He says, man, since I come back from the military, I just cannot sleep. He said, I get 2 or 3 hours a night, and I'm up 3, 4, 5 in the morning, go to work at 7, 8, whatever. He said, I just can't. I'm trying all this medicine. Maybe something different. I don't know. Yeah, but I wasn't in the war. I was just in the military. A gun shooting could trigger PTSD. So we do have to acknowledge we have had some of these, maybe not all of these, but we have had one of these. Which one is, are we willing to get the help that we need to move forward, or are we just going to continue to stay in that state? The hardest part for me in 2003, when it hit me in the ministry, for about 2 months, I didn't know where I was going. I don't remember preaching. I don't remember baptizing. I just was going through. One afternoon, it hit me. You're reading the word for others, but you're not reading the word for you. You got to admit that you kind of got in the way of some things I'm trying to do, and you try to fix it yourself, and that doesn't work. And I remember my secretary gave me a encouragement card. It had like 5 scriptures on the front and 5 on the back. Holy Spirit said, get up, go get that card and read it right now. And this is like 5 in the afternoon. It took me 45 minutes just to get out of the bed. Why am I going to get out of bed? Why am I going to? It took me another 30 minutes to walk from here to there to get the card and I started reading it. About an hour later, I read the second verse, and then the third, and then I could feel myself kind of coming up out of that. But it took me almost 2 hours in my bedroom at 5 o'clock in the afternoon to get up and go and just read God's word. That did encourage me, by the way. I did get help. I had to acknowledge that depression is not for people that are weak. Depression just happens. It's called life. It's called living in a fallen world. And you cannot go back and change anything in the past. And you cannot touch anything in the future. All you got is right now. What is your perspective? Oh, it's me. Oh, I'm going to do better tomorrow. Oh, God, help me today. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. Lord, I'm going to ask you to forgive me, but help me through this. Or you just going to stay there. But don't get no better than this. Because we're good without complaints. I'm old. I'm not educated. I ain't brown enough. I ain't white enough. I'm not. We're good with our own self-doubt, self-criticism, self-rejection, which all 4 types have. So let's read on a little bit more. I stopped at 5. I didn't really finish that statement. But you're from the dead, like the slain who lie in the grave, whom you remember no more. How did you know God didn't remember that? Well, you're in a kind of argumentative and a pessimistic mindset when you're in this moment, this training. And who you cut off from your hand. So you're not receiving anything else from God when you're dead. So he's saying, well, that's where I'm headed. And I'll be laying in my grave. You won't care about me anymore. The world won't care anymore. I won't get any blessings when I'm dead. Verse 7. Your wrath lies heavy upon me. All this is you have brought on me, Lord. You have afflicted me with all your ways. Selah. Selah means to pause. You have afflicted me with all your ways. This trouble keeps coming like waves. Waves. One after another. Strong as, there's nothing left. Those waves can tear a boat down. They can tear a building down. They can tear. When those waves hit you emotionally, it's tearing you up. It's tearing you up. And people are trying to encourage you. You don't want to be encouraged. And some people will mask even the depression doing that. You go to see them, hey, man, your loved one just happened. Man, I've been meeting with the Lord. And I'm just, no, let's deal with they are gone now. Don't try to mask it. Work through it. Let God help you. Let the word help you. Let others help you. Verse 8, you have put me away. You have put away my acquaintances far from me. So at some point, the longer you stay in this, even the best of people don't want to be around. I know a lady right now. I've been trying to see her for months. She's an older lady. I used to call her my mom in the church at Cornerstone came out of it. And I might see her once or twice a year, but every time I see her, it's hard. Because all she does is complain about her life, the passing of her husband. Soon as you come in, it's about time you come. How come you don't come see me? Man, I'm so busy. I live in another city. And one of my friends, he sees on a regular basis, he says, she always asks about you. I said, man, I know it's hard going around her because she's so depressing. I'm coming just to spend the time I have with you now. And you're jumping on me because of all the times I didn't come. And now I have a life. He said, look, you put my quick. God hadn't done that. Your perspective, you have made me an abomination to them. So now you're blaming God that people are not coming around and seeing you. And you're the one in yourself like that. So I'll stop here. Any comments on those two verses before we move on? Anyone?
Yeah, this thing is separated from his friends. But you know, about it, I have two perspectives on it. I'm looking at it both ways. One is at least blaming God, because I think about how many times people jump on other people that really can't God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You jump on me for something that you don't really ain't because God has inflicted you or because God has put you in a situation where you have a hard time or whatever else. And that happens a lot, I think. We look for our nature, we look for somebody that we can lash out at people. You know, how do you lash out at God? And depending on how you feel, some of us are scared to lash out at God, but we don't have a problem lashing out at God. I realize you lash out at our brothers and sisters, we really lash out at God. You know, as well. I feel that marriage is so easy to do. Blaming each other.
Knowing that you need that other person, but you don't know how to respond to them, even if you are the aggressor, or even if you are the person that's being perpetrated on. It's hard in both cases to respond, but you got to think where you're at. Don't try to laugh it off. It says here that there are physical contributors. Sometimes it could, we got to be very careful. Sometimes it's not a spiritual. It may be a hormonal imbalance. It may be something that could be medical, altered, correct. Sometimes people go to.
Which brings up some challenging questions too. I mean, a long time ago they called everything depression or demonic.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody if you call it today schizophrenic, they call it demonic. Bipolar is considered to be demonic. So I never, it's
You're definitely right. That's the first bipolar person I heard about.
And now you got ADD and a whole bunch of other stuff. And then you start taking medication. They give you medication for that, and sometimes it puts you in altered states. That just complicates and creates other issues that I know people that have gone totally off the medicine.
I've seen that. I have students that, in some cases, not all, but some are on medications.
But you can't,
But here's the point I'm trying to make. Obviously, secular society would say that is the way to go. We see a problem, let's just medicate the child. And that's not always the case because year by year, if you agree with that, year by year, the child has to be checked. And I've known students that have graduated high school and they were fine, but the parent did not remove them off of the medicine for fear of an issue. I had a student last year. He's very smart. I mean, he can turn his laptop down and put it back together. Brilliant. But when he was not on his medication, he's running around. He's all over. Hey, let's check. I said, hey, if he needed something to level him off. But sometimes if they get too strong with medication, he couldn't even sit straight in the room because he was so sleepy. So we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful what we allow people to do that we won't really check and regulate. All our kids have brilliance in them, out there. We just have to be very cautious in what we let happen. Because people will try things that's going to keep them on money, that's going to cause more side effects, that's going to do this and the other. And sometimes we have to realize we don't have this personality. It may have to be addressed in another way. We're probably going to stop at 9. We're going to have to finish this at verse 9. I had I'm gonna go for depression and anger. Ooh, the devil's a lie. We will stop at verse 9 in about 8 minutes. So he also says that, well, the counseling handout that I have said sometimes people have genetic vulnerabilities to this. If you've ever met a person that's just always sad, uh, working with children that have different things, I have some autistic kids in my class, and they have different ranges. Very high functioning. I have a kid. He doesn't talk in sentences and words, but this kid is brilliant, brilliant. Even if he's not listening to you, he's listening. His mother will call me and say, "I know y'all did this, and this yesterday, and this kid did that." How you know? He told me. He'll talk when he wants to talk. Brilliant, brilliant kid. But the world will say, "Yeah, the man is speaking sentences. Why are we trying to work with him?" This is God's gift within this child. Within this child. And so sometimes things may be genetics. He goes on to say here, or rather she says, Dr. Hunter, sometimes depression is brought on because we don't work the body and the brain. Reading or doing puzzles stimulates a dopamine that gives a sense of joy. He says, look, if you have improper food and lack of rest and no exercise, these are things that keep you balanced. You know, you just dribble. You're doing all this stuff, but you don't have a time for rest. You're not eating. You don't go to bed at the same time every day. You don't get up at the same time. These are things that are moving you toward, in some cases, a physical, a mental situation. And you were saying something a while ago, John. I think sometimes we misdiagnose folks into uh, nervous breakdown. It could have been just exhaustion. And so then you have that stigma. Oh, this person's crazy, man. No, this person was in an exhausted state, and they should have rested, but they didn't know how. The news was saying this morning, we're the only country that works the hours that we work. You're not a good employee. You ain't supposed to be in 40 to 60 to 70. We work harder before the vacation, check in during the vacation, and come back. And they said we have this innate ability that somebody's going to replace us that it allows us not to rest. People in Europe and Africa, China, man, these people work 4 days, 10 hours, and they're getting more done than us pushing. And then you always have these folks, I ain't gonna burn out, I'm gonna rust out.
No, because they're using robots. We're not robots.
But some people move like that. It's just that constant. I gotta be doing something. So people can see. What does the Bible say? Be still and know that I am God. What does the world say? Don't just sit there, do something. Sometimes it might be the best thing is to sit and do something. It might be. So let's look at 8 and 9, and we'll take a few comments and we'll stop. Verse 8 says, you put away my acquaintances. Apart from me, we read this, but you have made me an abomination to them. Why does he have these mood swings with his words? God, God of my salvation. Man, you put me in the pit. My friends don't want, you have made me an abomination. You know what it means to say you're an abomination? That people would not want to be around, even in the future. So your thinking is not right. And I share with people in counseling settings. I said, look, I know you're hurt. I know you're angry. I know you this. Do me one favor. Do not make any major decisions in this state. Take some days off. Pray. Fast. Get along with you and God. Get that Bible. Get that notepad. I've gone in the closets of my house when people are there and not there. And I've spent hours because I need God to calm my spirit. I'm getting too worked up. I'm trying to save things and I can't save nobody, including myself. I'm trying to alter things. You know, I'm gonna take my money and throw it at the problem. And God said, "Okay, you done? You out? Now let me show you what I'm gonna do. Look at His words. He's going from one extreme to the next. I try to live my life. I don't know about anybody else. Like this. See my hands? That's how I try to live my life. I wish I could be like Jesus, just be balancing everywhere. But this is pretty good because my early 20s, my life is like this: real high, real low, real high. That's drama. You can't keep it up. Don't get so happy. Don't get so low. Just my eyes waste away because of affliction. This brother is tired. I don't see so much anger in his voice. I hear desperation. God, you left me. When I die, you're not going to be there for me. My friends don't want to be there. You made me. I don't hear anger like this is your fault. What I hear is, you know, only one that can help me, you're not helping.
And, you know, I totally agree with what you're saying. It covers a large section of people. And all of it sometimes it's easy to have to be careful with that. And also sometimes you have uh, maybe even more literal grace, where God has afflicted, allowed father to miss with the bride, and that causes consequences. I remember Brother Ron got sick, and his became conformed to his sickness, right? And if you were not strong of whatever person, it can be hard to look at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you were afflicted and people could deal with it, anybody, we see people down there as hard as that, and sometimes society does treat you different, right? And we know that God has in times done certain things. I can't speak for what He did, but sometimes He can put us in situations where it requires us to just lean on. You know, it works on our patience and our growth and stuff. Because I can feel his he says, uh, my eyes, I am standing every day. My eyes are dim and sorrow. He's got it. He feels himself withering away from the deep issues that he's dealing with. And if you stay, if you get a acute depression, acute anything, anger, whatever, that'll kill you. It'll be real for you. Whether or not it's high blood pressure or, other stuff, the consequences of that will eventually,
I mean, when you look at some of the, I don't want to use the famous people. When you look at this year, Kate Spade, handbag designer, Anthony Bourdain, the famous chef. These people at the top of their game,
right.
but their depression, with all that they had going, it was not enough. I think you can live with a lot of things in your life positive. I think there are a lot of things you can live with in your life negative, except one thing. One thing, the minute you realize there is no hope for your situation, man, I don't think people make it out today. When they get to that point, there's no hope. You're hanging on. Maybe there's a cure. I'll get another job. Somebody will help. But when you get to that point in your mind, there is no hope. This situation is never going to change. Sometimes people choose to do the temporary solution for something that
Permanent.
the permanent solution for something that's really temporary. And so I don't get upset when I hear someone has done it. I hate that they do that. I hate that they do that to themselves. But I also understand when a person gets to that point, and when I say everybody this deep dark depression goes to suicide, but when that person gets to that point in their head, that you know what, this is never going to change. And so you see that person either go and hurt others than themselves. I think a lot of these shooters, they want to be killed by the police, which is self-murder. Or at some point when I corner, okay, I've done what I can do. They're going to remember me, but I'm going to check myself out. It's not right for people choose to do that. And that's exactly this. All that other, when they get to no hope,
Yeah.
everything that I own that I think is great, I'm going to give it to you. Man, you said you like this jacket I had, man, I'm going to give it to you. And we're like, oh man, thank you. You really, this person is saying, I have no more hope. And the least I can do is give these things out to some pleasure. One of the cargo guy a couple of weeks ago, they got into the plane and finally ran and telling him to stop, and he starts thinking, I know my family's going to hate that I'm doing this, but I love it. But in his mind, I have no more hope. He's doing loops and everything. And they knew nothing they could do.
I watched my father lose one leg that I had, and lose the second one. It totally changed his life. He was an avid golfer. The world centered around flying, playing golf, this tournament, this tournament. Well, it's gone.
Yeah.
So now I got 15 sets of golf clubs. All of these, whatever, all this, whatever, all this history, whatever else. And all I can do now is look at and something I realized down was that listening to his statements, people suffer, which is normal. When you lose any part of your body, you go through a trauma, you go through emotional, psychological issues, and you generally have a depression and stuff. But through that is being having the support system around you to come back and offer you love. The Bible says uh, faith, hope, love. The greatest is love. And so if you have people around you that can instill in that, then it gives you something to live up greater than what you were. Our problem I had is the scripture I gave last week, Proverbs 13 and 12. It says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. Meaning that when I have my hope is put, doesn't come true, and I have passion about that hope. You can talk about stuff that you don't, it's not on the top of your list all day long, and you can be a strong Christian. But when something passionate is changed, when you love your wife and your wife, stuff gets hurt. Your children. When I remember one time my son got sick, he was young, and he was like, "Man, I wish I could be like you because he had this problem." My heart prayed for him, I couldn't change it. You know what I mean? It's one thing to have it for me. I can be strong. When it happens to somebody else that you love, that you got passion about, I did. It can change your mindset. What you think you don't want to do now or feel like now, if that stays and you watch them go through this, it's the challenge. But the problem with this I see is that most times, a lot of times, our hope is not a biblical hope. It's a carnal, worldly hope. And so we're hoping in things that really are temporary and are fleeting. You know what I mean? And are not necessarily eternal. And so they're not strong on God's list, whatever. God says in the scripture that He will give us the desires of our heart when we seek Him first, His kingdom first. And so maybe He will do that, maybe He won't. But the fact of the matter is I think a lot of times we're hoping for something that's not God's will. And so when it's not working, we're going to depression, we're losing faith, we're losing hope, we're losing all this other stuff, and it's not even Well, I should say important. It's important to live, but it's not eternally important. I think sometimes our hope is worldly, it's selfish, it's prideful, and so it's not biblical. You know, and so we don't see it materialize, and then we go into all these other issues, and God's trying to take it out of that. And so we, but He has a lot of times, and that's not always. That's a lot of times. But desire for food is the true life, and then maybe that's joint encouragement when we feel low, not especially biblical, it's eternal hope. Uh, but if my hope is just get a 5 year home and Mercedes Benz, maybe God will really bless me with it. But what if He doesn't? But you follow what I'm saying? If I'm driving to that, then my depression is in a carnal eating, whatever. Whereas in my relationships, my hope is to be a good father, be a good husband. I think if I do my part and do it as best I can, all I can do is trust that God will anoint the comment. I got to trust the word. But when I'm going to have obstacles in the way, then that sometimes short circuits, you know, and that's a growing kind of thing. When you come into Christ and you seek to walk in the path of Christ, it's good. But guess what? When you do that, you have warfare, spiritual warfare now. You got stuff that's going to come on that's not going to make that easy. And so you got to be able to look past that and stay focused into. And the only way you can do that from the spiritual side is to get into His Word and trust and have those around you. That's where the church comes in. That's where mentors and other things, come in and people to surround you. And then sometimes you need other help. If we call it strongholds, you got pornography and sexual addiction and shopping alcoholics and materialism and all this other stuff.
Too much TV.
Yeah, too much TV.
Too much positive.
Workaholics. I'm struggling now. With my work. I'm the guy for this week, so I got to do 11-hour days. Didn't do the weekend. And I'm walking. But you got to be able to keep things in perspective. Look at the eternal, look at the spiritual, and not get caught up on some things. And sometimes I challenge that for the Christians, for the church, because the church has become so ingrained into the world in the United States. Not necessarily worldwide. But those are the challenges.
And bring up, well, Brother Dennis was wrong message. He said the majority of believers will not confess that they struggle with depression. But and he posted that like 30 minutes ago, but 2 minutes ago. But anyway, I had a cousin who lost his arm and his legs to tonsillitis.
Wow.
So when he was in the hospital, we would go there and call maybe church, all that. But at that point, though, he was proud. He would pray for me. That's all you would do is pray for me. And we would come together and we would pray. We would pray in the family that I didn't even, we would never pray. But, and there was a point where they were trying to save his limbs, and boy, we were day and night praying that hopefully they can save his hands, and it's that you really have to take it in, but praying for a solution, and praying that the surgeons that could save him, they ended up not being able to save him, but I remember then praying, let me flip open, I had the daily prayer book, something like that, and flipped it open. I'm like, let me see what it says about, maybe I can find some guidance in here. And in there, I can't remember the exact words, but it said in there, sometimes the feeling is not what is needed. It was something, anyway, but it gave me a little warning that, it wasn't, there wasn't the will to be healed in that way. But, he ended up coming out of it strong in Christ in the church. But he was depressed for a good while. He came out of the hospital, bitching with his lifestyle.
as with people go through something like that, uh, there's some people that are very healthy, and they don't understand. They may lose faith in the fact that it's not been here because we know people that have had Christ or believe they don't believe in God anymore because they prayed real hard and it didn't happen. Okay, God, you don't exist. I don't believe in you anymore. And that's something that people struggle with. I had to take a class in seminary once. We had to go to the hospital for a couple of weeks and walk around the chapel to see what it's like. You know, they go on one floor, they just had babies. Everybody had to go on another floor, they that's right, this person just died. And I mean, all God, you go to visit this family, and this person is there, and the spouse tells them, laying there in the bed, I'm done. I'm divorced. I'm leaving. And all that. I remember they asked us a question. They said, what's the first time that you had a crisis of grief? You were praying for God to do something, and it didn't happen. And how did you respond? And just the story that people were sharing. You know, I may be very my great my great grandparents lived till I was in middle school. So I mean that's like incredible. You got folks in their 90s, hundreds, still able to talk with them. They have their mind, all of that. I used to pray every night, probably at early second, third, fourth grade. Lord, don't let anybody in my family die. I name all these folks. And I'm like, I'm good with God. I'm in third grade. He don't let nobody in my family die. Until I got into sixth grade. My great grandfather died. This person, that person, and before you know it, I'm in the seventh grade, and I'm like, God, what are you doing? And then he started living with me. It's not about you and your prayers. Everybody has time. I'm this little kid, like, well, I don't really want to hear that. But it gave me some perspective of death, how those things run. So some people do. You know, we got a good friend. When he lost a loved one, he just stopped believing. And it triggered other things in his life. And so I can't do this. Why would I do that? We have to be patient with our friends, our brothers when they go through that. And we need to be patient with us when we're going through it. So I don't doubt that we experienced it. I don't think it's a regular situation unless that person allows it. I know you don't want to stay in that state long. You don't. Right? Because then it is very hard to come out of it. And there are brilliant people walking the street homeless. Not because they couldn't pay their bills. Something shut down. They can't. They were in the military. They were college graduates. They ran businesses. And something missed that one. But I'm done. Right. Well,
If you can add that to your handout, and
okay. You'll pass it down.
yeah, it's on depression. That last sheet had some good information. Well, all of the information in the last sheet, I thought was very interesting. And another thing is, you know, this is one of those topics that you can't confine to box. And so, you know, be careful about trying to go out and diagnose people in the same
Please.
because it's different. You know, just looking at me, I grew up in the church in the word, but my personality is a strong personality. So I tend to be to uh, there's protecting in my personality. So it may take several days or something to realize how it actually affects me. You know what I mean? And that's just the way I protect that. I don't know. A lot of men like that too, because you know you got to be able to feed your family and stuff. And sometimes you know you put that protection on. Not all, but you know. Yes. And so sometimes we may go through stuff, but it takes a while for us to realize what we're going. Or for it to hit us and stuff like that. So, you know, be sensitive to wherever other people are more direct, more open, and that can be a good thing.
And the best thing is stay in the Word. You can't read it, listen. Have that praise music on in your home. Have accountability points that you can just call. Say, hey man, I got one friend. I cannot fool this guy. He's not a minister, he's not a pastor. I can't fool him. And he'll call, hey, he said, what's going on? Man, I'm great. Hey, okay, Buster. Man, I'm going through this. This is squirmy. But he knows me, and I like it. And I have a counselor. I told you guys, I go see this guy 2 or 3 times a year. Just sit. So the pot don't boil over, the creek don't rise, and all that stuff. I sit down, hey man, I'm going through this. I don't need a yes man. I need him to tell me the truth. And he always comes back to the same thing. Word of you spiritual. Well, I can't read it right now. I'm praying the same thing. Let's look at that. For my marriage, sometimes my wife and I get into disagreements. The words I'm saying to her is really in the midst of the argument, God said it now. That's really the problem I have. So I have to show you this through her. I'm not saying every case. Don't go back and pat on the back. I ain't saying every case. But sometimes, man, you don't spend time with me. You always this, you always that. And I was saying, oh, that's so weird. Because you don't spend that much time with me. Being in seminary, we used to always have this little Asian argument. How is it we spend all these hours reading the Bible for grade and reading it for a message and not getting much out of it yourself? If he's not important, you waste time trying everything else. So about 8:20, we're going to close. I don't know if we have to pray this around, but I'm going to say this here. We need to pray for families in crisis. Married, single, members, non-members, we need to pray for families in crisis. And even us, think that everything is good, we're one argument away from total hate, breaking loose in our families. Yeah, but we spent 7 months fasting. Well, not everybody fasting.
Right.
Not everybody pregnant. And when the stuff hit the fan, the cracks you had with you, they are magnified pressure. So what are you going to be made of? You're going to stand still and see the goodness of the Lord, or you're going to go back to your old ways? But rather, that's on, I think that's Paul Simon. Some people play that song, they start going through problems. Slip out the back, make a new plan scheme. Don't mean to be coy, but I'm gonna get on the bus with God. Don't need to discuss, but I'm just gonna drop off the key to leave and get myself free. And I have realized, man, I'm getting out of Texas. I'm moving to another state to start over. I said, but that's gonna be a major problem. Why you say that? Because you just gonna act up in another zip code. Get it right here. Don't take this shit on the road. People don't need to see that. They pay to see the circuit. You should take this fast to another city, another state.
I just wait for God to take me. A lot of I ain't running away from trouble. She's gonna be there all the time. God is
So we have prayer for the sisters held the Hatchet family, the Crest Church, SBE DC with the world leaders, each other, praying for families in crisis, and the whole church, all the church families in crisis, as well as uh, single, independent. What else? And
Revival. Revival was a lot of things straightened up in the church in the world. Yeah, I could never send revival to the world because they would not go and understand it. It says it to the church, and then the world comes to see why these folks doing what they're doing. And our nation has not had a revival in now over 118 years. The last time it came in 1905, it had been 60 years since the last one, and another 60 prior. I believe God is going to send revival. We got to pray.
any others? Or, or get any more information?
I want to pray for my wife. She's going through a lot right now. The best thing for me to do is walk away from home. Pray with God. Oh God, give her love. She's struggling right now with a lot of finance, especially with my grandkids in college. I wish I could learn how to read and work on that computer. Boy, I have everything going fine, but I can't. I just pray to God and God to help. And I know He has. This month I was supposed to get a short check. I usually get 700. They sent me $200. Something happened to my check, so how am I going to pay my rent?
Wow.
My wife was kind of upset, but maybe I know and God got this. Believe it or not, $560 came in. And she said, "How did that happen?"
Hello.
It's just so funny. I feel so good when she's struggling. She's so upset. Baby, we need to do something here. I know what I need to do. I don't know about what you need to do, but I know what I need to do. And then when I feel so good when she says, babe, how did that happen? I don't know. I don't know. I pretend I don't know. She knows. But I just love the way she says it. She comes to me. Why come to me? You know what you gotta do, and it just makes me feel so happy. Proud. I love God works in mysterious ways.
Hey, Ralph.
Yes, sir.
Give me a minute. Help me out. What I'm praying for. We're praying for your wife.
Yes, sir.
And what was the first
My,
part? What was the first part?
my wife and my grandson in college.
Grandson.
It's a little bit of finances, but it's getting better. I love it when she just turns to me. Ah, I know what I can do. It's not a lot, but it shows me that. Don't let go. So proud of that.
Well, that's it. Let's go to the Lord. Father God, we just want to call out these prayer requests for you from in unison. We agree as believers, as brothers and sisters in Christ, as the Crest Church and the Second Park Baptist Church. Father, we agree on these things. We ask that you touch Brother Curtis' sister's health, the Hatcher family, the Crest Church, Second Park Baptist Church. We pray for our world leaders, God, that you would just order their steps and guide them, that your will would be done and for your glory, God. We pray for each other, God, here, even those prayer requests that are not made, Lord, but we know that all of us have challenges, some issues or requests that we would desire. So we ask you to we pray for the families in Christ. Well, we wouldn't call out everything, but but we pray for every family, Lord, in the Crest Church, Lord. Touch those families, Lord. We pray that you would bind the enemy, unrighteousness in those families, Lord. We pray that you would bind uh, 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 evil strategies in high places that are set up against the kids of those homes, but the men of God, the priests of the home, but the women of God, Lord, the homemakers, Father. We pray, God, that you would cast off and bind all demonic unrighteousness within the families, God. Not just the men and the women, but also the youth, God, the children, Father. We pray for unity in the families, Lord. We pray for righteousness, for godliness, God, for the word of God to have its perfect work in it, that scriptures would be memorized, lived out, walked out, God. We pray that we would all focus back on what really means, what really changes and it's eternal, God, and that is Jesus Christ, Father, that we will look unto the hills from which cometh our help, Father. Father, we pray for singles in our church, God, that they would have a comfort, that they would find a place in the Crest Church and the St. Park Church. Father, we pray, God, that you would move in them, Father, that they would do a mighty work, God, but they're not held down by other requirements, God, but they can do the greater things, Father, and that we ask that you would anoint and empower them, give them that sense of conviction, Father. We pray for our youth, Father, that they would step out in bold youth for Christ in these last days, God, when the world is going astray, Lord. We ask, Lord, that you just shine on us, God, as only you can do, Father. We pray, God, for revival, first in our homes, us individually, and in our homes, and then in the church, God. We pray that the word of God would bring revival and change of heart, God, individually and collectively through the church, Father, that it would grow through our nation, through our city and our state and our nations, God, that this nation would know you in a greater way as we have seen before, God. Father, we pray specifically, God, for Brother Floyd Moore and his memory, Brother Raymond, Ramon Porter, that you would your presence would be with him, and that he would know that you with him, God, even in the confinements that he's in, Lord, that he would not lose hope, God, that he would be encouraged, God, to give us the right words and the right timing, God, to lift him up and to edify him and encourage him, Father. But we pray for Lee Driscoll and his marriage, God. We know that Satan's doing a mighty work in the marriages in general, God, throughout this world, throughout this nation, God, and throughout this, even our church, God. So we pray, God, that you would keep, that you would hold, and that in the end, that our marriages would be stronger, that the cords would be braided even more in strength, God, that braided together for that they would not separate, God, that we would be the better for it, Father. We pray, God, for Brother Ralph and his wife, God, his grandson, who's in college and his finances. Meet each one of those needs according to your grace and your mercy and your favor, God. For we know that you can do exceedingly abundantly above all that we have, all that we ask, could even imagine, God. And so we seek you, God. We seek your face, God, because when your face shines upon us, Lord, we will be blessed, God. And so have your way in each of our lives. It's in Jesus' name we pray. It's in Jesus' name we believe, we have faith. It's in Jesus' name we have hope. It's in Jesus' name that we will love each other, God, and do our best to meet the needs. In Jesus' name, amen.
Well, we'll finish next week. You got your handouts.